Welcome to Daytona International Speedway, qualifying underway for the Sidecar Sunday Gen 6 Cup Series. See several drivers making their way out onto the racetrack.
Two laps, I'm cheesing.
Is it 2-lap quali? A lot of drivers out here doing the cheese. Putting around at about 100 miles an hour to keep the tires from overinflating and raising the car up on lap 2. Neo don't care. He's full throttle. What up, Red Cell? Welcome in. Good to see you. Oh. Neo having a blink. Ian's here, giving us a full 20 car field. Look at that. Neo, first one to put a lap down. Race control is Matt Binky. He's racing. Lucas sets his first lap, a 52, obviously going slow. I'm starting to populate. Hayden 3 seconds off the pace. Definitely was cheesing it up that first lap. Neo's second lap puts him in second with a 49.260. Matt Binky jumps him, goes to second. I'm curious to see where Casey's second lap goes because I don't think he saved much of anything on the first lap. Jeremy Scher goes to fourth on his first lap. Graves slower on lap number 2, so there is that. Lucas Hoytsma and then Dave Hoytsma, and all Hoytsma front row at the moment. Lucas and Dave, father and son, with the father having the advantage by a few tenths, and then Hayden had to go ruin it and jumps over everybody. Hayden with the 49.132 gets leapfrogged by Davis Greenwell. Davis to the top of the charts. 49.132, a couple of hundredths quicker than Hayden. Look for guys on their second lap. Carl Rattman's not going to put his in, it doesn't look like. My auto apply is not working. This is wonderful. There we go. Sharing the Baja Blast Ford. $50 seconds left to go in qualifying. 14 cars have attempted a qualifying effort. Mike Edwards goes to P2. And that Kmart Shrek Ford. That's a good old throwback to the days of the Travis Carter racing. Used to be, surprise, number 26 back then. Also got out on track. Cher just wrapping up stuff here. Mullins is wrapped up. Blake, he did it with one lap to fourth. Not going to do the second one. Ian out there in the number 1 machine. We're randomly going to pick a driver that makes it past halfway to win a prize tonight. Giving away an hour of paint. Maybe we'll do it tonight. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Who knows? Ian gets a lap in, goes to 7th. Trenton just sitting backwards on the pit lane. 5 cars do not qualify. Nick Cooper, Ethan Evers, Trenton C, Daniel Law, and Russ Harold. They'll start 17th through 21st. 21 cars here tonight. Always get a good turnout for these super speedways. Hopefully you guys have some fun tonight. Wait for it. Cars starting to grid up. Crews pushing their cars out onto the racing surface. We'll wait for the field to form up. A lot of guys not out there yet. Very difficult to go through the starting lineup. Let them push their race cars out there. We'll show you the pole sitter for a minute, and maybe we'll have a quick chat with Davis Greenwell. See if he's hanging out in the Discords. Yeah, he is. Davis, DG, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, we put the old OG machine on the pole out there. How was it? I heard you say you're going to cheese it, and well, you done got the pole. What'd you do?
Dude, son, I done ripped 101 mile an hour around pit exit. Get to about turn 3, gas her up. Rip the top line on the first lap. Bring her down on the bottom, second lap. Put a good, smooth lap in, and that's all you need.
10-4. Well, it worked out. You got the #1 spot starting alongside Mike Edwards there in the 14. What do you think about staying up here for another 60 laps and getting a win tonight?
I'm scared about 3 cars.
Shoot, it can only go downhill from the lead, so that's how I feel tonight's going to go. Just got to hope and pray, and we'll see how it goes.
10-4, buddy. Good luck to you.
Thanks, sir.
Davis Greenwell, the motor mouth, didn't have a whole lot to say tonight, but he is starting there in that #1 spot by his qualifying speed. Starting second will be Mike Edwards in the Shrek Kmart machine. I love this throwback. It's very cool. Congrats on the front row there. Mikey Hayden Lowell starting third in the number 56. Notoriously kind of, I don't know, struggles on the super speedways, but he does have one win recently, so maybe things are starting to turn around for him on the super speedway style races. Blake put the Racy's car in the 4th spot, so we got a lot of sweetness there in the 4th spot. Congrats on that 4th place starting spot. Dave Hoytsma, man, we almost had an all Hoytsma front row, but now we got an all Hoytsma row number 3. As Dave starts 5th and Lucas starts in the 6th spot. Ian Montrose in the #1 car starts in the 7th spot. Late entry, and well, the crew just kind of had to slap the decals on there where they could. Andrew Beach, he'll be in the 81. This looks like a Trenton car if I ever seen one, but it's Andrew inside it. Side Pipes machine starts in the 8th spot. Casey Graves in the Tide Pods race machine starting in the 9th spot. He said if he gets the top 5, kids eat free. Travis Scripture in the P1 racing McDonald's looking Toyota starts in the 10th spot. Matt Menke will roll the 35 car off at 11th. Cliff Mullins in the Curly's Guns and More Chevrolet starts in 12th. Jonathan Legger in the number 28 Mopar Chevy, not to be confusing at all, starts 13th. Quinn Newton in the 712 Brake Chevy starts in 14th. Jeremy Sherry in the Baja Blast Ford starts 15th. Carl Rotman in the Sociable Ford will roll off 16th. Nick Cooper starts at number 12 machine in 18th. I don't see Mr. Ethan Evers on the racetrack, but we'll jump to Trenton Steve starting 19th. Number 3, Dirty Boys Automotive Chevrolet. Daniel Wallen, 712 Brake Chevy in 20th. And Russ Harold, welcome back. Logitech Chevrolet starts in the 21st position. 21 cars registered, 20 on the racetrack. Not sure if the 8 is pit lane starting or what's going on with the Evers Fever Podcast Chevrolet. But the number 8 machine suspiciously absent from the starting lineup. Field works out of turns number 3 and 4. You see the sun is setting. Looks like most of the track is in shade, so you don't have to worry about the sun blinding the drivers. Hey, Shuck, about to make that familiar left turn down the pit lane, and we are going to get set for automobile racing here at Daytona Speedway. Into the restart zone. At the end of it, the green flag will drop, and there it is. Green flag in the air. Davis Greenwell, Mike Edwards lead us off towards turn number 1. Getting good pushes from row number 2. Hayden Lowell and Blake Iglio both still connected to that front row. No one really seeming to getting an advantage here. Highline, Lucas Hoyce was able to get a push to Giglio, and they made a pretty good corner entry, which means watch for that outside line coming off turn number 2. You get quite a push down this backstretch for Davis Greenwell. Hayden Lowell, they have hooked up. Absolutely shoving the hell out of him. They're 3 wide back in the middle of the why not? Cliff Mullins back in 14th, right in the middle of the sandwich. He makes his way down to the bottom lane, realizes it's better early for that 3 wide. Corey, that would be one hell of a mashup, buddy. At the line, Hayden Lowell gets the lap lead. And familiar drafting buddies Davis Greenwell and Blake Giglio have hooked up on the inside lane. Hayden drops down in front of him. Causes a bit of a stack up on the inside. Dio's pull it out of line, drop it to the tail of the field. Ethan Evers is out on the racetrack, does not have any drafting help. Hayden doing his best. Joey Logano, top, bottom, blocking both lanes, only on lap number 2. Bit curious timing, but maybe he's trying to learn for later. Lucas, with the help of Edwards, pulls out a line, and Lucas will lead lap number 2. Comes our second leader officially. Oh, they're getting squirrely back. Cliff Mullins is around. Jerry Shearer gets a piece of him. That's well off the racing surface. This may not bring out a yellow, but it could give Ethan Evers someone to draft with. Things are a little settled up here. We can take a look back and see what happened to the 37. Ahead of Shearer, Matt Benke on his outside. It's like things kind of stack up and the accordion just keeps piling up. And unfortunately, Mullins was the ones that paid the price for that accordion. And Shearer's also lost the draft. And Ethan and Cliff will probably have to work together to try to save a little bit of time. The top 13 have broken away from this group. Obviously, we missed something back here. See what happens. This is all from that incident, okay. They just got high, moved up, and in doing so, lose the draft. And 2.8 seconds is this chase pack, and they are losing grounds. Field's starting to get spread out outside these top 13 machines. Andrew Beach gets himself a lap lead as he crosses the line first at the end of lap number 4. He'll move up. Opens the door for Lucas on the inside. A lot of C2X and low drag in this 13 car front pack. Oh, Beach, hang on to it. Hayden gave Beach a shot there and about wrecked the field. The chase pack 14th through 18th have gotten single file, but they're not really gaining much ground despite the front cars being double file. Just hanging around 3.1 seconds back to Llewellyn from Matt Benke. Lucas going to drop down in front of the 14 at Edwards. Davis Greenwell now leads the outside with the push from Dave Hoytsma. Greenwell down to the bottom. Dave going to lead the outside line as Davis Greenwell led that lap officially. Lots of bonus points being handed out here. The end of lap 30, the top 10 get more bonus points. Oof. 3 wide through the middle. Mike Edwards, we're peaking at 4 wide. Thank goodness that was not attempted. Ian Montrose through the middle between Nick Cooper and Andrew Beach. Wonder if this 3 wide action will help that chase pack at all. They're sitting at 2.2 and gaining, so yes, it is helping. And they got all 3 wide like that. Daniel Llewellyn started making up ground. The push from Blake Giglio and Jonathan Legger. Seven laps complete. Davis Greenwell popping out of the line. They're going to try to make some hay at the front of the field. Quinn Newton stayed with the bottom. Lucas Weitzman, Mike Edwards, Quinn Newton down low. Up high, it's Davis Greenwell, the 01 of Casey Graves, the 12 of Nick Cooper, 79 Dave Hoytsma. Dave drops it back down to the bottom. Lucas takes it to the top, blocks the run they had going. Casey Graves is going to duck out and try to get to the inside lane, push it forward. Lucas going to go down there with him. Nick Cooper giving a pretty good push to the 20 here. Lucas back to the top. They're going to wreck. Everyone's bouncing off the walls, bouncing off each other, spreading out wide. Everyone's going to stay going in the right direction. A couple of guys got the wall. That'll help the chase pack. That'll bring Daniel Llewellyn and company back into this one. The guys in that pack let off a little bit, though. Daniel's right on the cusp of getting the draft, but he didn't have anyone stick with him. He was right there in the window of getting the draft. And unfortunately, they backed out of it thinking there was going to be a big wreck. They would have caught up if they didn't back out of it, but you never know. That chase pack's going to have to reform. Hayden on back this group. They're still in the draft of the lead pack, so they're okay. It's Hayden, Trenton, Beach, and Scripture. They're all still in the main pack's draft. So this group, they got screwed by that fanning out of everybody. They thought there was going to be a caution, so they backed out of it. Unfortunately, once again, going to cost them the draft of that lead pack. Casey Graves in the Tide Pods car going to get a lap led here on lap number 10. He'll go to the bottom, drop down in front of Mike Edwards. Oh, contact. Casey Graves gets a big wiggle. Fortunately able to hang on to that one. A few of them making their way down the backstretch here at Daytona Beach. Top two from the outside lane drop down. It's Lucas Hoytsma and Quinn Newton, teammates. Casey Graves will go to the top, lead the outside line. Lucas going to jump up there and try to block him. A little late, gets contact there. They fan out three wide. Everyone checks up. No one crashes. Unfortunately, the chase pack not close enough to take advantage of that checkup. Checking on Russ Harold out there by himself in 18th. Ethan Evers still in the lead lap, working with Cliff Mullins and Jeremy Scherer as best he can. Those three cars, 19th, 20th, and 21st, trying to stay on a lead lap. They're about 9 seconds from going a lap down. So here comes the field out of 4, heading back to the tri-oval. Casey Graves gets left at the top. The Hoytsmas, Lucas and Dave, down to the bottom to try and take control of the race, and they burst out into the lead. Saw the 3 lap cars coming up. Quinn Newton, 01 Casey Graves, nearly made contact there. The boys out here racing like hell. They don't care. There's so many laps left. I think they're having a lot of fun. Quinn Newton surges out to the front. And we have to actually cross this finish line in the lead to get the lap led. Casey Graves pushes his way to the outside of Newton. Newton says, all right, I'll go to the bottom then. Drops out in front of Lucas, and they take off down the backstretch. Every time we get that backstretch shot out of 2, you see the lap cars entering 3, or soon to be lap cars. Newton gets the lap led there officially as he crossed start finish line. You can see the chase back there, but they're dropping back 3.5 seconds and slowly losing ground in that second group. They got 75% fuel tanks, so it may be a while before we see them on the pit lane. We're used to 50% when we run them here. Oof. Blake a little bit of contacts. He splits Quinn Newton out wide. See where Davis decides to go. He's going to line up with Newton and not go with Casey Graves. A little nudge there from Benke. Casey wanted to get down. His teammate at True Speed, Nick Cooper, lined up behind him. Try to keep him in the draft as we're dropping down to single file. Just Quinn Newton and Davis Greenwell out on the top lane, and Davis gets down, so now it's just Quinn out there. Should be able to get down in front of Davis if he wants. Ian goes to the top by himself. Number one machine out wide by himself. I wonder if the disintegration of the outside line was a pit strategy thing. We'll find out soon enough. Graves has gone back to the top with Nick Cooper. Shout out Matt Pankey running fourth right now. Having himself a good time. Nick Cooper dives back down to the bottom. Dave's going to pop out on Lucas. Mikey's going to go with him. Matt Pankey wants to go with him, but Ian was out there. Forces Ian 3 wide. Now Mikey's pushing the heck out of Dave, and everything behind him is a bit chaotic. Matt Pankey bounces off the door. Hayden Lowell unfortunately squeezes in between the 20 and the 88, and no wreck happens, but that was scary. Dave gets himself a lap lead here at Daytona Beach, Florida. Dave Hoytsman, of course, a winner this season, will be in the season-ending All-Star race. Woo! Woo! Hang on to it! Ow! Casey Graves into Ian. Ian had to check up. The Davis Greenwell machine had to check up. He got real spicy there in a hurry. About everyone not in this pack is wishing that that would have been a wreck. The other 8 cars that aren't in this lead draft were really hoping. Now we're back to 2 wides. Quinn Newton hits the wall all by himself. 88 car just pushed up out of 4, caught the outside wall. A little unusual. No contact, all by himself. It's like Dave's gonna drop down to the bottom. Mike Edwards gets in the back of him as they couldn't get out of it quick enough. Hayden Lowell was pushing Mike Edwards in a push the pusher situation, and they are lucky to get away with that one. A lot of near misses so far here at Daytona. They're driving wild. It's not even halfway. Lucas has a 20X. Need to park him. Jeez. Unfortunately for them, we've gotten rid of the incident counter now that things have cleaned up. Seemed unnecessary. Dave's going to pop out to the top side, waiting for help though, as Mike Edwards is going to get by him. Hayden Lowell is going to get by him. Matt Benke just now getting to the back of him. Benke abandons Dave. He'll go down behind Davis Greenwell. Dave will continue to drop. Greenwell pops up in front, takes Casey Graves, and I believe that's Edwards up there with him. Almost 4 wide. Back down to 3, fortunately. Matt Benke stuck in the middle again, no help. Oh, Davis Greenwell, Dave Hoytsman, and Quinn Newton all up in the wall as Matt Benke's car kind of washed up, but they felt like they needed to go a little higher, just couldn't make the corner exit. All 3 of those cars brushed the wall. None of them are hurt too bad. The Ethan Evers, Cliff Mullins, Jeremy Shearer crew has picked up Russ Harold's. Now that's a 4-car pack, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st. Turning laps at about 46 seconds. The leaders are 45. They're gaining about a half second on that 4-car pack. Could get real interesting real fast. These guys are probably praying for a halfway caution right about now. Second group with Quinn Newton has actually lost the draft of the lead 7. They're losing ground despite being lined up and pushing like hell. Trenton Steed trying to keep them up there. They are losing grounds. Two of the best in the business right behind Quinn, Trenton Steed and Andrew Beach. Extremely good at this type of racing. Trenton, multi-time winner of the Super Speedway Series Championship. 1.2 and 1.3, 1.2 keeps flirting back and forth, but they're kind of stuck out of that lead draft. Need to get within a second if you want to get the draft to that front pack. Casey Graves in the 01 leading. The driver chatting here, see what they're chatting about, see if we're getting close to pit stops or anything. Hayden, big time out of shape. Matt Benke completely sideways down on the apron. They get that sorted. That may help that group catch back up, though. That may be all the Quinn Newton and company needed. And they are indeed within 1 second of that last place car in that lead pack. So there you go. That little bobble allows Quinn Newton and this whole pack back to Davis Greenwell on 13th. I say that. But Nick Cooper is able to drive back away and make that gap open back up. We're right on the cusp of that draft. It's so close. Razor thin margin. 1.03 right now. And unfortunately, it's starting to look like Nick Cooper's pulling away again. They're so close, though. Trenton can just find the extra gear for a second or two. They'd be there. Quinn a little bobble there through the corner.
Well, hell, I'm about to blow up.
Well, there's Trenton Steed trying to push Quinn Newton, but his car is about to blow up. They are in the draft, though.
Doing great.
That second group backed off a little bit. Hayden Lowell and Nick Cooper. They backed up a little bit, and that is going to allow Quinn Newton and company back up there. We'll be back to a 13-car main pack here in no time. This is down to 6/10 and dropping 5/10. Lap number 26, Casey Graves out front in the 01 machine. See them dancing down the backstretch there. Everyone kind of peek out, get a little air to the nose. Cool those engines down so they can get to pushing more. So now everyone's back to this 13-car pack as we get pit stops. A lot of low drag machines heading to the pit lane on lap 26. Hayden Lowell's going to slide it sideways. Absolutely cooked it in there. Hayden Lowell has a black flag. The 56 car will be serving a penalty for that pit entry. The rest of low drag makes it down the pit lane. This group's going to have to pit to even stay in contention pretty quickly. They'll be running at a much lower speed with only 5 of them working together. See how this group makes it off the pit lane. Graves and Hoytsma have a bit of a gap over Newton. They'll have to wait for him a little bit. You have Travis Scripture, Nick Cooper, Dave Hoytsma, and Davis Greenwell all out there in this group. Those last two are going to struggle to hang on to the main pack of that group. Mike Edwards is pit by himself in the 14. Nobody came with him, so Mike Edwards all by himself leaves a Ford car lead pack. Ian Montrose, Matt Benke, Trent Steed, and Andrew Beach. Hayden Lowell sits and serves his penalty, then backs up on the pit lane. Top 4 stay out. Russ Harold pits the 19 machine. Imagine the guys that are trying not to go a lap down will stay out there as long as possible. Ethan Evers and company, and he's catching Mike Edwards.
Hitting this lap limit.
Edwards by pitting 1 lap later. Out there with Lucas Hoisman and Casey Graves. Bit of a gap back to Quinn Newton. Here comes Scherer in the 15. Surprised the teammates didn't come together, the 14 and the 15, but we're running separately, so it makes a little sense. So we get them on the pit lane. Carl Rotman, Jonathan Legger. Busy pit lane. The leaders, everybody but Matt Banky, as Banky stays out to get a lap led. Montrose, Beach, and Sneed all on the pit lane right at halfway. Matt going to stay out there, and he'll have to hope to get some draft there from Davis Greenwell. Benke will be the last car to hit the pit lane. And there comes a race leader, Matt Benke. He's going to cook it in there. He got the cone. Back tire was way out in the grass, and that is a black flag for unsafe pit entry for the 35 machine. Matt Benke, rails coming off his race a little bit. Second penalty we've seen. That's going to eventually hand things over to Ian Montrose here. Ian, and I think that's Hayden behind him. And here comes the 01, Casey Graves, to blast around on the outside with the pack of cars that he's got. There's no chance for Ian to hold that off. He's just going to have to hope to stay in this lead pack. That'll be 9 cars on the lead lap in this pack, plus Hayden Lowell in the 56. It was 9 cars. Matt Benke actually was on the pit lane messing that up, so 8 cars in the pit lead draft, plus the lap machine of Hayden Lowell. Top 8. We're running in this lead pack as we get to 30 to go. Here's how your stage points broke down. Race control, Matt Benke got 10, Casey Graves got 9, Lucas 8, Mike 7, Quinn 6, Nick 5, Dave 4, Travis 3, Ian 2, and Trenton picked up the final point at halfway. Report from Matt Benke, not only did he get the unsafe pit entry, he also got speeding, so double whammy. 1 minute, 10-second hold for the 35 car on the pit lane. That's rough. It's a rough stay on the pit lane. So Casey Graves is your leader, Lucas Hoisma, Mike Edwards, Quinn Newton, Nick Cooper, Dave Hoitzma, Ian Montrose, Travis Scripture. Top 8 cars. Been green since the start of this thing, which has been good for some guys and bad for others. Cliff Mullins had 1 contact and spun down into the infield area on the apron. He has joined up with Ethan Evers, who started from the pit lane expecting drama. Hayden's going to pop out by himself in the 56 car. Remember, he is the one that is currently shown 2 laps down. He would love to get to the front of this field and then have a caution. Give himself an opportunity to get back into the race. Check in on the chase pack. Trenton Sneed and Andrew Beach. They've worked together many times before. They are currently 6.5 seconds off that lead group and losing ground because there's only 2 of them. So they're praying for a caution. Davis Greenwell, Blake Giglio. Another group praying for a caution.
Lucas, motherfucker!
He gets a hydrate. I'm gonna lie, that scared me. There is Giglio, Greenwell, Llewellyn, and Rotman trying to catch up. Ooh, doggy. Oh, contact. Catching up the lap cars of Cliff Mullins and Ethan Evers. Lucas Hoyster in the back of Casey Graves got his car a little out of shape. Looks like Cliff's trying to hang on to the lead lap by staying in front of the field. Ethan Evers is falling back into it, so he would be the first car one lap down. Lucky dog if he was able to not be involved in whatever yellow comes out. And if Cliff stays at the front of the field, he's technically still in the lead lap. And he would go all the way around and just be a normal lead lap car. The first car in line, Cliff Mullins, is 16th. And Casey Graves in 0-1 right behind him is your race leader. Jeremy Scherer is in the mix now as this pack gets larger and larger. I'm going to have to do my hydration now that things have cooled down for a hot second. Cheers. Cherry flavored Skittles water. Hard to beat. Mike Edwards has jumped up to the outside line with Dave Hoytsma. Jeremy Scherer, the lap car, was trying to help. No such luck. The Davis Greenwell, Blake Giglio, Daniel Long, Carl Rotman group is catching Trenton Seed and Andrew Beach, but slowly. Don't know if they'll get it done in the next 26 laps, but there is movement there. Hayden Lowell's gone to the top. 5th place machine getting out of line. Well, 5th car in line getting out of line. He is back in the field, of course. 2 laps down in 21st. Would love to get up in front of the leader just like Cliff Mullins is. Get one of his laps back. Ooh, Hayden out of shape. '56 car dancing around a little bit. Casey Graves leads another lap. Hayden slides up in front of Edwards. Mikey gives him a shove into turn 1. There you go. Hayden Law currently do 1 lap down. Mike Edwards going for the race lead on the outside of Casey Graves. Both behind lap machines as Cliff tried to slow him down and hang on to that lead lap, but instead got split out through the middle. Now Hayden is 1 lap down instead of 2 in the 56 out in front of this pack. Mike Edwards is your new race leader. Edwards in the 14 leads the race in that Shrek Kmart machine. A throwback that is. Dave Hoytsma, Cliff Mullins side by side, not for position. Cliff's going to come back, try to get in front of Hayden. And so he'll be back on the lead lap. He's ahead of the 14 right now. The 2 cars leading the 2 lanes are trying to stay in front of the leader. One to be on the lead lap, the other to be just 1 lap down, not 2. 23 laps to go here from Daytona Beach, Florida. I see the sun is setting, lights are on. Beautiful Florida afternoon, evening, I should say. And it is technically also afternoon. Nick Cooper in the 12. Getting out wide as here comes some of the low drag cars. 23 laps to go. It's Dave Hoytsma, Casey Graves, Lucas Hoytsma, and the 88 of Quinn Newton out of the lead pack. That leaves Nick Cooper, Mike Edwards, Ian Montrose, Travis Scripture. Scripture's falling back a little bit. He might be in danger of losing that group. So the final pit stop it would look like for the 79, 4, 01, and 88. The field is catching.
Daniel, we're pitting this time.
I believe this is for the 4-car pack here. Davis, Blake, Daniel, and Carl Rotman. Hopefully they all pit together to stay together. Let's see what they decide to do when they come around. Pit strategy all over the place here. And it is going to be all 4 of them. See if they can get on and off the pit lane together without penalties. One I would worry about, Carl Rotman, came in a little bit slower than the other 3. Gave up some ground on the way in. That could penalize him on the way out. We'll see how it shakes out. The third car in line, blue, white Ford Mustang with the red on it, as Mike Edwards, the race leader. Behind Hayden Lowell, Black Dragon Jr., welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a delightful Sunday. It's 20 laps to go here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Guys coming off the pit lane there. We're making their final stop. It's Blake Giglio, Davis Greenwell, Daniel Wallen, and Carl Rotman. Carl is, as I feared, going to lose that pack. Unfortunate for the 25. 3 leaders left in this lead group. You got the lap car of Jonathan Legger. He's blinking around Matt Benke. Benke's probably not enjoying that too much. Matt hit with that minute and 10 second hold. He is 2 laps down and in this group. Him and Hayden would actually be battling for position, the second car in line. So the 14, 1, and 12, all running nose to tail, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th car in line. They're the 3 leaders in this group. Everybody else on a different lap. And behind them, you'll see this group that pit together. Blake Giglio, Davis Greenwell, Daniel Llewellyn, Jeremy Scherer is in that pack. Then a big gap back to Carl Rotman. Carl unfortunately lost the draft, going to be by himself. Russ Harold, similar situation, lost the draft by himself. He's open for a caution to stay 1 lap down because here comes the pack. And it won't be long before Russ Harold no longer just 1 lap down. He'll be 2. $18 laps remaining. Top 3 seem to be content to just ride for a little while and make it a 3-car race, not bring the other cars back into it. Dave Hoytsma, Lucas Hoytsma, Casey Graves, Quinn Newton, these 4 cars have already made their final pit stop. Their lap times are running 45.7 compared to our leader who's running 46.3s. The lead group is kind of going to be screwed. They're not running fast enough. It's going to put a big gap when they finally do pit, and that is the whole strategy of this low drag team. They pit for the final time already. Running at road course style, the first one's to the pit lane. Make sure they don't get leapfrog track position-wise. Trent Sneed, Andrew Beach, they're up to 5th and 6th, but they're about to be a lap down. Also about to be swallowed up by those aforementioned 4 cars. Dave Hoytsma and company catching up to him in a hurry. Maybe that'll help them from going a lap down. It's in the background. You'll eventually see the field start to flash out of 2 right there. The battle for 3rd, or 5th, excuse me, is about to be a huge one. Trenton Sneed all the way back to Quinn Newton. The low drag cars will sweep around those 2 C2X machines. Trenton and Beach, I'm sure, will just try to hang on, ride the coattails for a little bit, stay with them. Unfortunately for Beach and Sneed, I believe they may still need to pit. Right now it's looking like the strategy for low drag working out great. Just looking at the lap times, they are hemorrhaging almost a second a lap. 0.7 of a second given up the last time around by this lead pack. I don't know if they're trying to make the fuel stretch and that's why they're sucking in line running slower. Travis Scripture in 4 of these. Got Jeremy Scherer, the lap car, with him. But still just a rough situation for him. Not a whole lot of help around. He's losing ground. Plus he's probably flat out. And Dave Hoytsma currently 34 seconds behind the race leader as he has made his final pit stop. Travis Scripture, what has happened to the 18 car? He came to the pit lane trying to pit, got in there way too hot, so he sped and he got the unsafe pit entry as he exit. Well, actually, it's going to be an unsafe pit exit if you do that, but that is what happens to the 19 or 18 car. He is retired from the race. Tough way to go out for Travis Scripture. Looks like Russ Harold is also retired. 19 car just dropped from the running, so 2 cars now out of the race, the 18 and 19. Edwards continues to run 3rd car in line behind 2 lap machines, or nearly lap machines. Scripture said no one to work with anyway, so whatever. That's when you get yourself an invite, man. You gotta force your way in there. It's tough. Mullins running in front of the pack, hoping for a caution, so he can go all the way around and catch up to the field. Well, last time by, for the first time, Edwards and company were faster than this second pack, but I think they were trying to breathe an engine or something. Edwards racking up the laps led as these group inches their way to their final pit stop. It's been 21 laps since Edwards on the pit lane, 20 for Montrose, 23 for Cooper. Can they stretch it? They stretch it and make it to the end. Again, Montrose would be the one closest to doing that in the number 1 machine. You see pit 20 laps ago, 121 at the stripe. Here's Dave Hoisman, Lucas Hoisman, Casey Graves, Quinn Newton, 4th through 7th. We also have Trenton Steen and Andrew Beach tagging along, 8th and 9th. Lap car of Carl Rotman there in 17th. Ready through the field with 10 to go. Mike Edwards in the 14, 3rd car in line. Race leader with the Shrek on the hood. Right behind him, Ian Montrose in the 1. That's your 2nd place machine. Nick Cooper, that white, black, and orange number 12 Toyota in 3rd place. That is everyone in this lead group. Then 35 seconds back. We got this 6-car grouping. Dave Hoytsma, Lucas Hoytsma, Casey Graves, Quinn Newton, Trenton Sneed, Andrew Beach. Now the first 4 of those have made a 2nd pit stop 12 laps ago. They're good to go to the end, most likely. Unless something terrible went wrong in their pit stop. Trenton Sneed, Andrew Beach may or may not have to pit again. They're currently running 8th and 9th. Not sure what the lead group's going to do. If they're just out there trying to make it to the end, and that's why they're staying behind Mullins and Hayden. Do the top 3 have enough fuel? Because this second group is not making enough ground to physically catch them at the rate of speed they're going. This group's banking on the top three running out of fuel. First one that we think would run out would be the 12 of Nick Cooper. So 27 laps since he was on the pit lane. He'd have to go another 34 laps for that 12 car to make it to the end. 33, one lap better for Mike Edwards. Ian Montrose in the best shape. He'd be 31 laps. No crashes missed, just the early Cliff Mullins spin out after the accordion effect spit him out of the line. I'm going to put another lap on Carl Rotman. 25 sociable Ford hangs it up high and lets the field go by. And that's a battle for position now at the end of the pack, 35 and 25. It's 18th place battle, 2 laps down for both machines. Laps winding down, 6 laps to go.
What in the hell are you doing?
32's on the track. I think we need a caution.
Ethan Evers sees Matt Banky jump to his outside and then pulls Ethan Evers off the lead pack. Ethan voicing his displeasure. Currently, Ethan is the first car 1 lap down in the Lucky Dog spot. Carl Rotman not able to hang on, as he has lost the draft of Matt Benke and will not be able to stay up with them. Laps winding down, those fuel tanks got to be getting dry for the top 3. When do people start getting out of line, getting antsy, getting pushy? Four laps to go. Daytona Beach, Florida. Chase packs still single file. The 3 and 81, they got to just hope they have enough fuel to make it back around. They're in a similar boat to Ian Montrose. I think they all pit around the same time. Here comes Mullins. He's bringing Edwards and Cooper with him. So Ian Montrose stays out. Nick Cooper, Mike Edwards, 4 laps remaining. They hit the pit lane. Now we see if Ian Montrose has saved enough fuel. Remember, he was the one in the best shape of those cars. Jonathan Legger also on the pit lane. 19 of our 21 still running. Only had really 1 incident. A lot of near misses. Time to keep an eye on the gap from Ian Montrose to everyone else. I believe these 3 are coming up to speed on the apron. They're going to get passed by this group. Dave Hoysma, Lucas Hoysma, 01 of Casey Graves, 88 Quinn Newton, 3 of Trenton Sneed.
Stars high.
Matt Benke and Ian Montrose. It's like Ethan Evers may have retired the 8 car. What happened to Ethan? 2 laps remaining here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Does Ian Montrose have the fuel? Matt Benke right behind him. Ian could potentially give up about 30 seconds if he needs to on this last lap, if he has to coast it. A white flag in the air for the number 1 C2X Chevrolet of Ian Montrose. Could he potentially join our list of winners this season? Got 3/4 of a lap to get it done. Trenton Sneed coming out the pit lane. Shows himself now in 12th. Down the backstretch, Matt Benke right behind him. The 81 may be out of fuel. Andrew Beach going slow down the backstretch. I think he tried to make it stretch and may not have gotten it there, but Ian Montrose looks to be still under full power. Coming out of turn number 4, and he can coast it from here. Ian Montrose, give yourself a huge pat on the back. Ian Montrose
I didn't think you could make it.
makes the fuel last, and Ian Montrose, your winner here at Daytona Beach, Florida. That's a feel-good win. Dave Hoytsma leading the second group. It's Dave, Lucas, Casey Graves, and Quinn Newton. See if they stay in line or if they try to make a move for a spot here at the end. Lucas going to stay on his dad's back bumper, getting kind of squirrely, gets him up the track. And it's going to be Dave by about a nose, hanging on to second. Lucas third, Casey Graves fourth, Quinn Newton fifth. Edwards will come across the line 6th with the push from Nick Cooper 7th. Andrew Beach 8th. Daniel Llewellyn will finish 9th. Davis Greenwell round out your top 10. Blake Giglio finished 11th. Trenton Sneed 12th. Cliff Mullins 13th. Matt Benke 14th.
Oh, Blake wrecked us, Andrew.
Neo finished 15th. Carl Rotman 16th. Jeremy Scherer 17th. And the last car at the end of the race, Hayden Lull in the 56. Ian, I believe, is out of fuel and can't even celebrate his win. We shall see. But Ian Montrose is your winner here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Congratulations to the one team. Let's bring them in. Ian, DG, got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Well, congratulations on making that strategy work. The only one to make it all the way. Congrats on that. Getting the big victory here in Daytona Beach or in the regular season. How good does it feel?
That feels pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I've not had a win for a while now.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
we don't even have any fuel at all. It's gone. Yeah, no, it feels great to get a win. It's been a long season. It's been a long day today, so yeah. I had some teammates out there that really made a difference on that, but yeah, we were penny pinching on that fuel strategy for a while, so to make that actually work was pretty good, and to see it go green that long was also pretty awesome. So.
Is that your idea from the start? Did you look and say on lap number 1 or 2, all right, we're going to try for a one stop?
It was really close on the first stint, and then when I exited the pits, I needed about a lap and a half, and so we just tried to fuel save as much as we could and made it happen. So.
Well, you worked it to perfection. You made it work, getting the win here by 28 seconds over the rest of the field. How good does that part feel?
Yeah, no, I think I have to take a screenshot of that one. That's not happened often. So yeah, very very proud of that one.
All right, bud. Congrats on the victory here. Give you those friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for your win in the Sidecar Sunday Series.
Yeah, thanks to yourself, Ethan, Eva's Fears Podcast, C2X, everybody at SRL, everybody that came out racing tonight, and yeah, I'll see everybody in the playoffs.
All right, bud. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you back next week.
Take care. Have a good one, mate.
Ian Montrose, your winner here at Daytona Beach, Florida. Now let's go track down the Hoytsmas, who finished 2nd and 3rd, respectively. We've got the 79 of Dave coming up first, as he has disappeared. We'll have to jump back a little bit and try to find him. There we go, 79. Hello.
Hello.
There it is. Hi. I was talking to you. I don't know what's going on here, but I was just saying hi. Congrats on your strong second place run here. You and Lucas been kind of locked together the whole dang race. You know, it's qualified same row. I thought for a minute we were going to get an all Hoytsma front row, but then 4 people had to go spoil the fun.
Yeah, right. The nerve.
The nerve of those people to do good and try hard. What the hell? Congrats on the very strong run tonight, bringing it home P2. It looked like it was a lot of fun out there. How was it?
Oh, it was. It was a ball. I had an absolute blast in this race. So much fun.
Good to hear that. Congrats on the strong P2. I don't know, what was the team strategy? Did you think nobody could make it, so you're trying to just short pit and get it track position held?
Yep, you are exactly right. We didn't think anybody would have a shot, and Ian proved us wrong. So kudos, good job to him.
That's weird. Normally Lucas is the guy that goes for those fuel runs, but here we are. Ian pulling it off tonight, so throwing a little curveball at us. So congrats on that, P2. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for us tonight, bud?
Quinn, 712 Brakes, Low Drag Esports, CTC Racing, and you for putting this on and broadcasting.
All right. Well, congrats on the awesome run tonight, and we'll let you get on out here and enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you back next week.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
From one Hoytsma to the other, Lucas bringing it home in P3. Looks like you had a heck of a lot of fun out there. How was it, my friend?
Oh yeah, that was that first stage, first half of the race. We were having a ton of fun just battling each other, and got a little sketchy a few times. I'm not gonna lie, through some Joey Logano blocks, but we lived through it. And then we all pit and realized, oh, we probably should have been saving fuel that whole time. We were like, well, it'll work out, right? I'm sure nobody can make it. Well, that one car's always got something up his sleeve with the fuel mileage, and I was like, no. I mean, 3 to go. I was like, no way he can make it. Come on, we got this. We got this.
Yeah.
He never came in.
There's always that one car.
I mean, congrats to him. That was a good job. I can respect a good fuel mileage strategy.
You've had your share.
Myself.
Exactly. You've had your share of those for sure. Well, all right. Congrats on the P3 run. Had to be fun pushing your dad around. You two were together pretty much the whole dang night. It's qualified side by side. Thought you were going to have it all Foyts for front row until some people went and screwed that up for you, but still looked like it was pretty cool to be, pushing your dad all the way around the track most of the night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was, I was hoping I'd be able to push him to the win, just like back at Michigan. I didn't quite push him to that one, but I still helped him out in a way.
Best you could.
Yeah, sorry, Hayden, if you're listening. But yeah, no, it was really fun. Me and him, we worked together really good at these plate tracks. Funny enough,
You would think, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats on that, P3. Go ahead and hit me with the Friends Family sponsor shoutouts and throw in anything you got coming up in there.
Yeah, just a big shout out to Quinn and 712 Brakes for sponsoring Thursday, Gen 4, Goons for sponsoring Wednesday, you for broadcasting, putting this on, everybody else who helps out in here, and everybody for showing up tonight. A nice 21 car field.
Yeah, it was awesome. Hopefully we can continue that momentum a little bit next week. I appreciate you, my friend. Playoffs start next week. How do we feel about that? The chase, I should say.
Oh, I'm a little scared.
A little scared.
A lot of Hayden tracks coming up.
Oh, no. Now you're starting to sound like Hayden, though, Never go full Hayden.
I try not to every day.
All right, man. Congrats on this podium finish. Get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Lucas Leitzer bringing it home in P3 tonight. We'll just stick him in Matt Benke's chat just because he was there. And congrats to everyone having a very clean race tonight. The only incident early is when the field accordion on the inside lane, and it just stacked up, and unfortunately got all the way back to Cliff Owens and Jeremy Scherer. They couldn't stay off one another, and Cliff paid the price on that one. Kind of derailed his whole race. Still brought it home 13th, but unfortunately was never really in much action tonight. Let's see. I think that wraps it up. Thanks to everyone that helps put this on. Thanks to your favorite podcast. Hopefully you guys have checked out his first episode over on his Twitch VODs. And appreciate all of you for coming out tonight. It was a good time. I had a great time, actually, broadcasting this 21 car field. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys back here next week. I'm going to go and take a quick peek at the schedule. Let you know what we got coming up next week as we open up the playoffs. We open at Gateway, track just outside of St. Louis, so we'll see you there next week, starting our 10 race chase, old school NASCAR style. We just completed our first 26, 10 to go. We'll be at Gateway next week, opening up the chase as the playoffs get underway. So hopefully you guys can make it back here next week for that. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. Hope you had a great time with us, and we will see you next week. That wraps up the YouTube. Now we just hang out on Twitch stream, turn the music on. You can look at whatever you want to, somebody's weird pit entry or